Welcome to the castle. This is Nightsaber Z42 and this is Character Vault, a series where I go through the entire process of creating a character from start to finish in various RPG systems. And today we're going to be taking a look at Lancer. Oh boy, I've been waiting a very long time to get my hands on a physical copy of this book, and it is now available on retailers such as Amazon or the Massive Press website, which, by the way, if you get it from Massive Press, their website at least, there's a new hardcover edition coming out with new artwork on the cover. So definitely grab that one because it looks awesome. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and get started by opening the book to page 16. And this is actually going to be like creating two characters. You're actually creating a pilot and then you're going to create the mech. And so in this video, we're going to go through the entire process. So both of those. One is pretty easy. The other one is also very easy, but you actually have options that may seem a little overwhelming at first. So what exactly is involved in the whole pilot creation process? Well, first, we're actually going to come up with a background for our pilot. And we're going to choose up to 4 triggers that are going to give us +2 for those triggers if we choose to use them. Then we're going to come up with our combat statistics, and then we'll choose our gear. So first up are the backgrounds, which starts on page 20. Now, this is just a list. You can roll a d20 if you so wish, but here's the whole concept that I'm going for this character. My character is going to be a celebrity pilot who makes a name for himself on a very popular show that's much like G Gundam. And so he goes around and he enters these tournaments or these battles with other players, and he just estimates them at long range. So kind of like a sniper kind of a guy. Anyways, he is going to be a celebrity, and so we do have some example triggers to use, such as charm, pull rank, lead or inspire, and then threaten. Now, the thing about these triggers is that it's very much narrative with some mechanical benefits. So if there is something that we can do that we can call our trigger upon, then we get a +2 for that roll. And for the triggers, I'm actually going to use some of the ones that are listed here. I'm going to use charm, I'm going to use inspire, and I'm going to use pull rank. Now, after the backgrounds, we actually do have some example triggers here. And there's a whole list of them, and you can take a look at them, but it's kind of assumed that you're going to be creating your own that are kind of specific to what you want. And I am actually going to take one of the example triggers here. I'm going to take show off, so I can do something flashy, cool, or impressive, usually, but not exclusively, with my weapon. Next, we need to come up with our combat statistics. First is our size. Humans are going to be half size. Next is going to be our HP, which at the beginning is going to be 6 because we don't have grit. Our evasion will be 10, and our E defense will also be at 10. Our speed starts off as 4. It should be noted that armor can affect your HP, but we'll get to that when we actually look at our gear. Speaking of which, we have a whole list of gear to choose from. In fact, we can choose an armor, 2 weapons, and 3 other pieces of gear. And I do like that they have some notable features that we can roll on here. The first piece of gear that we're going to choose is our signature ranged weapon. So we're actually choosing the light signature sidearm weapon, which has a range of 3 and it deals 1 kinetic damage. Let's go ahead and roll for our notable feature. We have a 2, so this weapon is finicky and prone to jamming. You're the only one who can use it effectively. Alright, I like a sidearm with a bit of history. Next, we're going to go ahead and choose our armor. We have a variety of armors to choose from, like the light hardsuit, assault hardsuit, heavy hardsuit, mobility hardsuit, and the stealth hardsuit. And we're actually going to choose the light hardsuit. Since we're mainly in it for the game, we don't really need anything that's too outstanding. This does give us +3 HP, it gives us 0 armor, and our evasion and E defense stay at 10, and our speed stays at 4. This piece of armor also gives us a notable feature, which is 5. This hardsuit has been heavily customized by either you or someone else, with decorative features and notable cosmetic changes, such as etchings, trophies, badges, or emblems. I really like that. That fits perfectly well with our whole background. Last but not least, we get to choose our 3 pieces of gear. we have limited pilot gear, and then we have miscellaneous gear. I'm going to choose a personal drone as my first piece of gear because we are a celebrity. It only makes sense that we'd have our own camera crew as our drone. We're also going to choose a sound system just so we can play awesome music through our speakers. And we're also going to choose the SSC Sylph Undersuit, which is pretty much just like a suit that we wear underneath our hard armor. And that's actually it for creating a pilot. But what about the mech? Well, that's where things get much more involved. Now, the system does not overwhelm us with the different varieties of mech and different types of gear that we can equip to our mech just yet, because we actually start at LL0 instead of level 1. This represents our license or the ability to buy from different companies and things like that. And at LL0, we only have access to one mech frame, and that is the GMS SP1 Everest frame, as well as the GMS gear that we can get for that specific mech. This is the basic of all mechs, and it's also a really good start because, we're beginners. We're a beginner player, and we're not going to be overwhelmed quite yet. We do have some stats right off the bat. Our size is 1, we have 0 armor. Our save target is 10, our sensors are 10. For our hull, we start with HP of 10 and a repair cap of 5. From our agility, we have an evasion of 8 and a speed of 4. From our systems, we have an E defense of 8 and tech attack of +0 and SP of 6. And for our engineering, we have a heat cap of 6. Now, we actually do get 2 points to spend among either hull, agility, systems, or engineering. And I'm going to put both of those points into agility. And by doing so, that will increase our evasion by 2, giving us an evasion of 10. And for every 2 points that we put into agility, it will increase our speed by 1. So our speed is now 5. This specific mech comes with 2 different traits. The first one is initiative. Once per scene, the Everest may take any quick action as a free action. And it also has replaceable parts. While resting, the Everest can be repaired at a rate of 1 repair per 1 structure damage, instead of 2 repairs. We have 3 different mounts available to us. We have a main mount, a flex mount, and a heavy mount. And for our core system, we have the hyperspec fuel injector. For the rest of this scene, you gain +1 accuracy on all attacks, checks, and saves. Additionally, once per turn, you can boost as a free action. So that's everything that comes standard with the Everest frame right off the bat. We do have other systems and weapons that we can apply, which we will because we're starting out. And there's also different core bonuses that we can apply as we level up. For the gear and weapons for the mech, I'm going to start with a thermal rifle, which goes into the main mount. It has a tag of AP, it has a range of 5, and it deals 1d3 plus 2 energy damage. For the flex mount, I'm going to equip 2 segment knives. These are melee weapons. They have the tag overkill, they have a range of 1, and they deal 1d3 plus 1 energy damage. And for the heavy mount, I'm going to be taking the anti-material rifle, which has the tags accurate, AP, loading, ordnance, and it has a range of 20, and it deals 2d6 kinetic damage. Quite powerful indeed, and I imagine that this is what my character is going to use to win the matches, most of the time. Next are the systems that we're going to take into our mech. Now, our mech has access to 6 SP, but we can only get 3 different systems for our mech to start with. The first system I'm going to take is the Rapid Burst Jump Jet system. Costs 2 SP. You can fly when you boost. However, you must end the movement on the ground or another solid surface, or else immediately begin falling. So basically, it's kind of like a long jump system for us. Great for maneuverability. Next, I'm going to take the Pattern A Jericho deployable cover. I can deploy 2 sections of size 1 hard cover in free spaces adjacent to you and to each other. Each section is an object with 5 evasion and 10 HP that can be targeted and destroyed individually. Both sections of cover can be picked up again as a full action. Repairing the system restores both sections. And, last but not least, I'm going to take the Pattern A smoke charges. I can expend 1 charge for one of the following effects: a smoke grenade, which has a range of 5, and a burst of 2. All characters and objects within the blast area benefit from soft cover until the end of your next turn, at which point the smoke disperses. We also have Smoke Mine. This mine detonates when any allied character moves over or adjacent to it. All characters and objects within the burst area benefit from soft cover until the end of the detonating character's next turn, at which point the smoke disperses. Now, we actually do have access to 3 talents. And these are kind of different than our systems because this applies to our actual pilot in a way. And the cool thing about these talents is that they're ranked. They're usually ranked 1 to 3, and as you go along in the ranks, they make that ability better or kind of change it in some way. The first talent that I'm going to take is Crack Shot with the Stable Steady. As a protocol, you may steady your aim. If you do, you become immobilized until the start of your next turn, but gain +1 accuracy on all attacks you make with rifles. The second talent I'm going to take is Infiltrator Prowl. During your turn, gain the following benefits. Entering line of sight of hostile characters or moving from cover does not stop you from being hidden. You can pass freely through, but not end your turn in enemy spaces, and you can hide even in plain sight of enemies. These effects immediately end when your turn ends, so you lose hidden if you're still in a line of sight or out of cover at that time. And last, I'm going to be taking Skirmisher, Integrated Chaff Launchers. At the start of your turn, you gain soft cover. You lose this cover if you attack or force another character to make a save. So that's actually all there is to creating a pilot and a mech at LL0 for Lancer. So let's take a look at the character sheet. It actually comes in 2 different pages, one for the pilot and one for the mech. So for our pilot, our name is Steiner, and our call sign is One Shot. Our background is Celebrity. We're at LL0 with 0 grit, 0 hull, 0 system, 2 agility, and 0 engineering. Our triggers at +2 are Charm, Inspire, Pull Rank, and Show Off. We have 3 talents, which are Skirmisher, Crack Shot, and Infiltrator. We don't have any core bonuses because I believe we get those once we have 3 licenses or 3 ranks in a license. And our loadout is a light hardsuit for armor, a light signature sidearm for our weapon, a personal drone, sound system, and SSC Sylph undersuit for our gear. We should have 9 max HP plus 3 from our light hardsuit, an E defense of 10, evasion of 10, and a speed of 4. For our mech, I named it The Final Word. We have the GMS Everest frame. It is at LL0 with 0 grit, 0 hull, 0 system, 2 agility, and 0 engineering. Our size is 1, our sensors are 10, evasion 10, E defense 8, speed of 5, save target 10, tech attack +0. For our 2 traits, we have initiative and replaceable parts. For our weapons, we have the thermal rifle, our segment knives, and anti-material rifle. And for our systems, we have the hyperspec fuel injector, which comes with our mech, and we have 6 total SP. And so we took Rapid Burst Jump Jet, Pattern A Jericho Deployable Cover, and the Pattern A Smoke Charges. And that's really all there is to creating a pilot and a mech in Lancer. Now, as we gain levels or license levels, it becomes a little bit more complicated. We have a whole list of mechs to choose from and parts for each of those different mechs. And so it really does get a little bit more complicated, but I do like how they start us off simple by saying this is the mech you get, and we give you some upgrades for that mech right off the bat. The cool thing is, as we invest in those different mechs, we'll have access to those abilities and items from those mechs. So you can mix and match and truly create a mech that is unique to your playstyle. That's going to be it for this video. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Give this video a huge thumbs up to support the series, and I will see you guys in the next video.